In this video, we're going to start building out this email campaign, this whole email marketing program together. And the first part that we're going to build out is the email list itself. Now, the email list, again, is who's going to get the email address or the email campaign, sorry. And you can build this out again in Sprout like we walked through in the last video. You can automatically filter your existing leads or contacts or shoots or galleries. You can do all that. Or you can assume that none of the current leads or shoots or contacts that you have are going to be in there, and you can build sign-up forms onto your website, or you could do a combination of the two. But in this one, we're going to build out a sign-up form to embed onto your website that contacts and visitors that come to your website can sign up for your email marketing campaign and then start getting your email campaigns. So I've got my Sprout opened up here into the email marketing section and then into email lists. We're going to make a new list and we're going to call this one Wedding Planning Tips. The first thing I'm going to do here under auto add contact is leave this to none. Again, you could add this and filter existing contacts if you'd like to. For this case, I'm going to leave this to none because I want to build a sign up form for it. So going down here into email list, I've got no one in there, no problem. Sign up form here. This is now where we're going to build a sign up form that you can embed onto your website. I'm going to go ahead and click new sign up form. There's 3 different kinds of sign up forms. An inline form would just be a form that you can put into your website anywhere, and it would just be a text box that anyone could fill out and be added to this list when they fill it out. A pop-up is something that you embed onto your website, and a pop-up will come up whenever you specify that your website visitor would sort of receive that, and then that pop-up, they can type in their email address and sign up for this email list. A slide-in bar is sort of similar to a pop-up, but instead of it being in the middle of the page and as a pop-up, it's going to be like a little bar that slides up from the bottom or a little bar that slides down from the top. So those are the 3 different options. You can add as many as you'd like. So if you want to add an inline form on one of your pages, a pop-up on a different page, and a slide-in bar on a different page, or multiple of each, you can build as many of these as you'd like in one email marketing list. So let's go ahead and add pop-up, and I'm going to go ahead in here and edit it. So this is now where you can edit your this one specific pop-up, this one sign-up form for this list. And as you see over here, we have all the configurations on the left, and then we have a preview here on the right. This top section here is the pop-up itself, and then this next section down here is just the thank you that the customer would see after they fill in their email address and sign up. So you're kind of seeing a preview of what you're working on the left over here on the right-hand side. Let's kind of walk our way through this and just look at all the different options. You have a light theme or a dark theme. You can specify your accent color, your background color. You can specify the animation for how the sign-up form comes up. The next section here is the trigger. This allows you to say, when does this actually show up? Do you want it to be an exit intent, meaning that as soon as someone's on your website, as soon as they go up to leave the page, do you want it to show up? Or do you want it to show up after a specific period of time? For example, 10 seconds. Down here, you can specify what information is actually collected. So do you want to collect everything, first name, last name, phone, and email? Do you want to have only name and email, only phone and email, or email only? Other option is if you wanted to have an extra double opt-in confirm, you could have a little confirm checkbox there. And you can also specify what that text says there. That's required for GDPR compliance as well. I'll leave that off. Now, if someone dismisses it and presses the X button, how long do you want it to stay dismissed for? So do you want to come up maybe 3 days later? If they've dismissed it, show it again? Or do you want to have it come up right away or wait 7 days? So on and so forth. You have some options there. Moving on down into heading. This allows you to upload an image. Let's actually go ahead and grab an image right now. And now you can specify the focal point cropper, the thing that we've used a fair bit, and that way it can sort of move and adapt and shift based on the size of your customer's screen. We have a heading, so I'm going to go ahead and put a heading in there. We can specify a font from Google, so you can use any Google font that you'd like to use here. So I'm going to use Garamond, there we go. Specify the size here. Maybe I'll bring that down just a little bit so it fits on one line. 35, there we go. Specify your weight for that. And then moving on down, you have your content. So this is the content that sort of shows up right down here. So I've got that copied and pasted. I'm going to put that in here. You can specify your font here as well if you'd like to. Again, you can change your font and change your weight. And then moving on down here, we have buttons. So I'm going to set this also to Garamond. There we go. Lighter is good. The font here, I'm going to put here, learn more. And I'm going to have this be the outline style. And maybe I'll kind of have that as a nice big button like that. Now for the close button here, by default, when this pops up on the customer's on your website, they can either press the close button here, or you can have a little bit of text here and say, no, thank you, I'm not interested. So you can kind of put some text like that, or put a little X, whatever works for you. Next is the confirmation. So this is where you can specify what you want to put there. So you say something like you're in, and I've got some text over here. I'm going to copy and paste. There we go. We're all set. So that now is your sign up form. This is how it will look on your website. This will pop up whenever you specify here on your website. I've got this one set for 10 seconds. And as soon as this pops up onto your website and the customer types in their email address there and presses learn more, they will be added to this email list. And so we're going to go ahead and press save, and that is now there. Now, if I want to get the embed code, I can just click embed right here. There's the code there. I just copy and paste and put that onto my website wherever I want to have it embedded, and it will embed. The other place, obviously, if you saw in here, you may have seen this embed section right here. So it's the same code here. Copy and paste that, and that is how you get it on your website. Now let's go ahead and take a look on the website here, and let's just pretend that we're a customer. We're kind of looking through the website, scrolling through, and I've got this one set now to exit intent. So let's pretend like I'm going to leave the page, and there we go. There's the pop-up form that comes up here. It comes up. The client can now put in their email address, press learn more, and now you can see what the thank you message looks like. There's close, and the client can keep going through the website, and that person will have now subscribed to that email campaign. If I open up that email list here, you can see there's the email, and there's the email that has been added to that campaign. And again, you can add as many of these sign-up forms as you'd like. Take whichever ones you want, put them on whatever website you want, and that way, whenever those pop up on your website and your customer or your clients, fill that out with their email address, they'll be added to this list. And so that's how you create an email marketing list in Sprout Studio. Now that we've sort of done that side of it, the next side is to build out the actual campaign, which we'll do in the next video.